So, no, I wouldn't say I have a passion for HR.
Welcome back to Human Resources for the People. It's a human capital revolution. Today I'm going to be answering Ask HR questions. This is a long-running series on this channel where I dig into the nitty-gritty behind HR questions, give you an answer, and hope to give you some context for a few things that just can't be answered in a quick Reddit post, which this is where they're from. We got a question from California about contacting prospective coworkers, another question out of Georgia about an employee in trouble for not celebrating Christmas, and finally, a sister's boss and independent contractors out of Minnesota. So let's get right into it. Next one up, it says, as a federal employee, is it against any policy slash decrease the chances of being hired to reach out to employees working at the prospective job and ask them how they feel about working there, workload, work-life balance, team dynamics, et cetera, et cetera? And, I think that this is really a two-part question, right? So if you're currently a federal employee and you have a reason to reach out to employees that is not related to the job itself, but you're just simply checking in for some reason, I think that this is actually a reasonable thing, right? So if you're a current employee checking on other current employees and asking them, casually about what work life is there, I think that's reasonable. However, if you're not a federal employee and you start reaching out to people, calling random people, yeah, it will likely end up getting back to the hiring manager, and you might not get hired as a result of it. I mean, there's no policy, right? Why would there be? But it does decrease the chances. It will, and it's kind of a either or. Either the boss will have a problem with it, and so you're not going to be hired, or they don't have a problem with it and you will be hired. But my take on it is that it will decrease the chances to zero if you decide to go through with something like that. The next one is, interesting. It's from Georgia, and this person has a family member that doesn't celebrate Christmas, and is a known thing in the office, and is a remote person, and was told that the building was having a competition and everyone has to decorate their cubicle as gingerbread houses, which I absolutely hate stuff. This is probably the HR person trying to make this decision, or the office manager. It's the worst. I hate stuff like this. And employees have to decorate it to look like the rest of the business. And the employee said, no, they don't celebrate, they don't feel comfortable, and they responded that it was mandatory and she can bring in a few things. And so ultimately, she was called into a disciplinary meeting as a result of this. She, generally speaking, yes, absolutely, that is ridiculous. You have every right not to celebrate a religious holiday, or any holiday for that matter, and especially something so private as your desk. And as a result, you could file an EEOC charge, especially with a disciplinary meeting on your file. Now, if they don't really take action against you, meaning, actually write you up, actually dock your pay, decrease your chance, frankly, EEOC is not going to be very actionable, not going to do a whole lot. But if they take action as a result of this actual tangible adverse action, yeah, that's going to be a problem. And so you should contact the EEOC, or yeah, with Georgia, it would be the EEOC, I believe. Last one is actually from legal advice, and this one, it just drives me crazy, to be honest. Sister works for a guy doing construction work for a year. He told her and the only other woman that works there that starting in the new year, there'll be independent contractors, and he told them that he would need their paperwork filled out before the end of the year. And so she says, I'm pretty sure they meet the criteria for employees. Yeah, they meet the criteria almost entirely for employees. Independent contractors are frequently abused, and this is one of the ways that they get abused, right? Planning on contacting the Department of Labor is a good call. Also, the IRS, potentially, if the IC and the independent contractors have been abused elsewhere, if she's not the first one. And should prepare. She might ultimately lose her job, and it's kind of like she's lost it here, to be totally honest. I mean, there is that argument that her job could change in the new year, right? I mean, this could be effectively a layoff, and then her job could change in the new year. And that's why contacting the Department of Labor is going to be a little messy because you haven't actually done work as an independent contractor at this point, or she hasn't done work as an independent contractor at this point. Um, she can contact a lawyer, but again, hasn't done work as an independent contractor, so it's a little bit hard. But these are preliminary steps. Her job could be absolutely changing as far as we know at this point, right? And then, of course, getting fired for this or having her job ended would qualify her for unemployment benefits when that time came. So that's it. What do you think about this? This independent contractor business continues to frustrate even the most senior HR professionals. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye, guys.